Put the needle on the record.
Oh, it's time to run it back old school, because you know what time it is? It's New York Knicks 3-and-D, the playoff edition. I always told you that when the Knicks made the playoffs, and they did in triumphant style, that we would come back to do some Knicks content as well. Just getting out of the giant doldrums before the draft. We had the Knicks yesterday, of course, on Sunday. Take out the Chicago Bulls in overtime, 120-119, to clinch the number 2 seed in the NBA playoff race. You got some people out there questioning Tibbs, saying, you know, why did he have to go and do a Tom Coughlin? Why did he have to do a Tom Coughlin move in reference to when he played all of his starters against New England Patriots, against the in a game that didn't mean anything at the end of the season? Of course, that propelled the Giants into the 2007 Super Bowl and a win against the, of course, Patriots, because of the fact they figured out they could play with any team, the Giants, at that point in time. They figured out they could win. So Tibbs looked a little dumbfounded the other day when people were questioning him why he played his starters, why he didn't just lose, because of the fact that you're going to be rewarded with a showdown of either Joel Embiid and the Sixers or the Heat. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think it matters. I'm not worried about any of these teams. What did we do? We clinched that second round playoff, that second round home field advantage in the playoffs. Home court advantage. Got the Giants on my mind. And I'm not worried about it. You know, people are like, I would rather have played the Indiana Pacers. I think the Indiana Pacers are more an athletic team. I think in a short series, they would be more difficult to handle for the Knicks. With the Sixers, what do you got? You got Joel Embiid, who's been dealing with that meniscus since January. So I'm not looking at the Sixers roster and sitting there going, I'm not overly concerned. I'm not sitting there going, well, you know what? They did crush the Nets, but I'm not looking at the roster being too concerned. If Embiid isn't in there, what are you going to have? Mo Bamba? You're going to have Mo Bamba? Mo Money? You're going to have Tobias Harris? You got Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey's a player. You got Kyle Lowry, who I was afraid of 7 years ago when he was with Toronto. Not now. Buddy Hyde's gonna put the dagger in the Knicks? I don't think so. Cameron Payne? No. I'm not worried about the Sixers. I'm more worried the fact that Embiid plays. And I'm not sure he's going to play. I'm really not. Everyone knows I am a quasi-Sixers fan because I go to quite a number of Sixers games because we have courtside seats. So I go there all the time. I've been doing that since before, they were in the middle of the rebuild. Since well before that, to follow the process. But I'm just looking at the matchup going, I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. And I'm not worried. And if I take a look at the Heat, I'm not worried about the Heat either. This isn't the Heat from 2 years. This isn't the Heat from last year. These are two teams that had to fight to get into the play-in. That's what's going on with these guys. These aren't guys that were out there crushing people. The Heat dropped the Raptors 118-103. But once again, I'm not looking at this team going, you know what? I'm concerned because I'm not. Jimmy Butler, of course, can light it up. I'm going to worry about Bam? No. I'm going to worry about Hero? No. In a short series with the likes of Brunson, DiVincenzo, Hart, and of course, the OG Anunoby, I don't see either of these teams be able to hang with the Knicks. I don't. So for people to sit there and question Tibbs and say, listen, you should have tanked and gone for the earlier and gone for the easier route. It might not have been an easier route. It may not be an easier route at all. It could be more difficult because you're going to be playing a younger, faster, stronger team. I'm not worried about, like I said, I am so happy for the Knicks to clinch the number 2 seed. When's the last time we have done that? You have to go back a little bit. You got to go back a little ways. And you know what it means? We avoid the Celtics until the conference finals. If we get that far, and I hope we do. That's the one thing nobody is looking into. Two things that people aren't looking at. Good news is the Knicks, they secured the home court advantage in the second round. And I'm not assuming they get there. I know they're going to get there. And you avoid the Celtics until the conference finals. So they did what they needed to do as long as Brunson keeps playing Iceman, dropping 40. As long as DiVincenzo can add his points DiVincenzo played 52 minutes. I am a little concerned about the rotation because I think the rotation for Tibbs is even going to get less. Sometimes you don't think that's possible. Sometimes he burns out his guys. But I do think you're gonna need to take a look at exactly what this rotation is going to be for the Knicks going into the playoffs. Because you know OG is going to play at least 43. You know Hart's going to have to play at least 43. Hartenstein's going to have to be a big component, especially if you're going to face the Sixers. DiVincenzo, like I said, DiVincenzo played 53. Brunson played 41. DiVincenzo played 53. The dividends for DiVincenzo has been nothing but spectacular. I mean, you're going to have Precious out there who's going to give you some defensive minutes. You're going to have McBride. You're going to see if Mitchie the Kid can, strap it up and play and continue to play and to continue to stay healthy. But like I said, as long as you got Brunson going out there giving you 40, 8, and 7, and you have the defensive stalwarts between OG Anunoby and Josh Hart, you're going to be fine in the first round. You're going to be fine in the first round no matter what or whom the opponent is. And that's what I think New York Knicks fans just need to look at. Don't question the Tibbs because of the fact that he got your team even without Julius Randle. Now, the nonsense that I see that are the Knicks a better team without Julius Randle? No, they're not. Because you've eliminated one of the scoring options. You really have. You've taken away a threat. This team was so dangerous when you had OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Brunson, and Randle. And then you mixed in a little Mr. DiVincenzo. They were unstoppable for a period of time, which propelled them to this position. And they basically more than held serve after Julius Randle went down and out for the season now. So at the end of the day, we got to put the needle on the record. Get this playoff going. I don't want to wait a week. I want to see a game now. We're going to be doing a lot of videos for the Knicks coming up, especially with the playoffs, a lot of podcasts as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And as always, this is Tim. This is New York Knicks 3 and D playoff edition, and we'll see you later.